The biggest shift in hacking today is not on your laptops. It is inside the cloud trust you barely see. Imagine your company as a city. You fortified the doors and windows, but attackers now slip in through skyways and utility tunnels you share with partners. That is today's cloud and telecom espionage. China-linked groups, Murky Panda, Genesis Panda, and Glacial Panda, are exploiting trusted cloud relationships, SaaS connectors, and telecom backbones to quietly read mail, pivot across tenants, and collect sensitive data. Less smash and grab, more silent surveillance. In this episode, we break down their playbooks and give you practical defenses to harden identity, cloud control planes, and telco Linux fleets. First, Murky Panda, also known as Silt Typhoon and historically Hafnium. Their sweet spot is the edge, where teams are stretched thin. They rapidly weaponize flaws in internet-facing appliances, drop web shells like tunnel tools, and plant cloud-ready malware to persist. Think of a maintenance hatch on a building, propped open and forgotten. They also route traffic through compromised small office devices to blur origins. The result is low-noise access that blends with normal operations, setting the stage for a deeper identity and email-focused operation. Murky Panda's twist is abusing cloud trust. They compromise a supplier, then use that partner's legitimate admin rights in Microsoft Entra ID to create a temporary backdoor account and modify powerful service principals tied to email and directory tools. It works because cross-tenant access is normal business. App identities often have long-lived secrets, and activity from a known partner blends in. Picture a contractor badge that opens every door because no one reviewed the access list in years. Genesis Panda aims higher in the stack. The cloud control plane. After landing on a VM, they query the instance metadata service to harvest temporary API credentials. With those, they enumerate identities, create new roles, stash data in cloud storage, and plant fallbacks. They do not care about one server. They want the platform that manages many. Think elevator override keys versus a single apartment key. Control the verticals, and you control the whole building. Why is this hard to catch? IMDS access happens locally on the instance, so perimeter firewalls do little. Cloud API calls often resemble routine admin work, unless you have strong baselines and least privilege. And credentials can be short-lived, leaving faint traces. Defenders need to treat cloud actions as first-class telemetry. Who created a role? Who granted mail scopes? Who touched storage late at night? Without that visibility, the control plane becomes a quiet back road around your sensors. Glacial Panda targets telecom providers, where call detail records and network telemetry are intelligence gold. They focus on Linux systems that power telco backends, exploiting older privilege escalation bugs like Dirty Cow and PwnKit, then blending in with standard admin tools. A favorite trick is Trojanizing OpenSSH, so it captures credentials and accepts a hidden password for any account, even root. That is like replacing the building's front desk with a lookalike who quietly copies every ID and lets certain people in after hours. Across Murky, Genesis, and Glacial Panda, the themes rhyme. Cloud is the new lateral movement highway, with hops across tenants and services, not just hosts. Identity is the crown jewel, from Entra service principals to cloud roles. Trusted third parties become prime targets, and old operating system flaws linger in long-lived fleets. In short, attackers weaponize our conveniences, automation, remote support, and partner access, turning efficiency into stealth pathways. Defensive priorities. Part 1. Shrink your internet-facing surface. Inventory and patch exposed appliances, hide management interfaces, and front risky gear with VPN or ZTNA. In Entra ID, kill standing admin rights with just-in-time elevation plus strong MFA. Lock down app consent, audit service principals, rotate secrets, and alert on new app registrations or role changes. For partners, enforce time-bound access and require MFA and device health. Think of it as limiting master keys and logging every use. Defensive priorities. Part 2. Control IMDS by requiring hardened versions, blocking access from containers, and restricting the link local endpoint when not needed. prefer managed identities and least privilege, and watch for odd IMDS calls. On Linux and SSH, patch privilege escalations, verify signed open SSH packages, use file integrity monitoring, and move to bastions with hardware-backed keys or short-lived certs. Hunt for web shells and suspicious tunnels, and make egress filtering the norm so servers only talk where they must. Practice the supply chain incident you hope never happens. Pre-approve steps to suspend vendor access, revoke tokens, rotate keys, and review all recent app registrations and service principal changes. Keep a known good list of privileged identities and a script to validate them on demand. Baseline partner activity and alert on deviations. Remember, the attackers rely on quiet, trusted pathways. Your advantage is rehearsed muscle memory and telemetry that focuses on identity, control planes, and unusual data access. If this helped you think differently about cloud and telecom defense, hit like, subscribe for more deep dives, and tell us in the comments which control you are implementing first.